This hike took place in February on the LHHT. If you know anything about western Pennsylvania, then you'd know that a February hike would likely include snowshoes and heavy winter gear, but not this time. For a couple of weeks I had my eye on this weekend for a short overnighter. As Friday drew closer, however, I knew that it was going to be unlike any winter hike that I'd ever taken. For about a week we'd had unseasonably warm temperatures. Friday was going to be the best day of the week. It was 73 degrees when I started my hike. The plan was to hike from the 653 parking lot to the Grindle Ridge shelters. I usually skip over this shelter area on my through hikes, but it's one of my favorites. It has that remote kind of feel. The hike in was exceptionally nice. No pesky insects or ticks to worry about. Just a nice stroll along a relatively flat terrain. I started out at 2,770 feet above sea level and would only lose about 60 feet until the day was done. It's that flat. I stopped at Bear Rocks, one of the nicest scenic outlooks on the LHHT. On a clear day, the view of Middle Fork can be outstanding. I paused to take in the view, relax, and grab a drink before continuing my trek. I had reserved a tent site, so when I hit Grindle Ridge, I found a couple of trees suitable for hanging my rig. At the water pump, I met 3 other hikers who were staying in shelter number 5. They were out for the whole weekend and, like me, were enjoying this incredible weather. After stringing up my hammock and shelter, I set out to make dinner. A week without rain made it easy to gather dry fuel for my wood stove. It's fun and sometimes challenging to burn fuel that you're able to find along the trail. A piece of dryer lint responded quickly to a spark. Inside the stove was some more lint and some fatwood shavings. The fire really took off and gave me a nice cooking flame. I had a rolling boil in no time. Before dinner, I tried to get a small fire going. I didn't need the heat. I guess I just wanted the company. But it proved to be a rather disinterested companion. In spite of a lot of coaxing, it just didn't want to stick around. But that was okay. I just saved the available firewood for someone who may have really needed it. Night fell quickly, and as I turned in, I heard an owl hooting nearby. Off in the distance, another replied, and I heard the first one get rather excited. I lay in my hammock listening to their strange chatter back and forth. For me, it seemed so cool. For them, it was just another night in the woods. I woke before sunrise and crawled out to greet the morning. Light from the still hidden sun had already begun creeping into camp, beginning to chase off whatever was left from the darkness of night. It wasn't long till a red sun began peeking through the trees. From the flame of a small alcohol stove, I soon got breakfast and coffee going. I had just finished breakfast when I heard the patter of rain falling through the trees. I was surprised and looked up to see the bright skies now completely gone. Soon the rain began to fall harder. I retreated to beneath my tarp and there packed up my gear. The rain subsided somewhat as I pushed off. Mud now marked the path that I'd followed in the day before. It was now much cooler than the day before. However, it was still comfortable as I moved south. The rain soon stopped and a warm wind whipped much of my wet clothes into a slightly dampened dry. I was feeling pretty good. I didn't pass anyone as I moved along the trail. It was just me and my thoughts. That time can be pretty amazing. I highly recommend it. I reached the parking lot in a slight drizzle and loaded up my gear. Rather unceremoniously, my hike was over. It wasn't your typical February hike. Still, it was good. Very good. With my time at such a premium, I really have to learn to jump at chances to get to the woods. I jumped on this one and was sure glad I did.